Ooh, it doesn't look like I was quite fast enough. Damn. Oh, okay, my mic is just straight up picking it up. A little too loud. That's better. Okay, so there's that. Yeah, my stream just completely crashed out when I tried to change scenes there. It's not a good look, to be honest with you. Okay, that's cool. Bring this down. And then I'm going to fire up my my body here. We're gonna get my body going. Did this? I take it that it had already like rendered out from my YouTube side. So I want to check that because that doesn't have stream drop protection at all. So I want to check my channel. Okay, so yeah, that did break it off into different individual pieces on that side, and then I'm gonna check my other side here. My channel, videos, and okay, so it did break it off the stream. I wasn't fast enough, basically, to work with the stream protection that exists on the other side, on the purple side either. So, what are you doing now? There we go. And we're set up. Okay, so we got there. It took a little bit of time. We're gonna just test out who's the main character. Confirm choices. This is weird that they put this much effort into what the buttons do. Start select Eleanor. In the world which you are about to enter, you will embark on a grand adventure with you as the hero. Speak to people and check things wherever you go, be it towns, roads, or caves. Gather information and hints from every source. New paths will open to you by helping people in need, overcoming challenges, and solving mysteries. At times you will be challenged by others and attacked by wild creatures. Be brave and keep pushing on. Through your adventure, we hope that you will interact with all sorts of people and achieve personal growth. That is our biggest objective. Press the A button and let your adventure begin. Oh, it's the Pokemon Professor.
Glad to meet you. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Oak. People affectionately refer to me as the Pokemon Professor. This world is inhabited far and wide by creatures called Pokemon. For some people, Pokemon are pets. Others use them for battling. As for myself, I fight them with my bare hands. I study Pokemon as a profession. But first, tell me a little about yourself.
Are you a boy or are you a girl? I chose girl last time. I'll be a boy now.
Let's begin with your name. What is it?
O-M-M-O-N.
Right, so your name is Common. This is my grandson. He's been your rival since you both were babies. What was his name again?
Made my rival the same thing every time. His name is Ray.
Was it Ray? That's right, I remember now. His name is Ray. Common, your very own Pokemon legend is about to unfold. World Dreams and Adventures Pokemon Aways, let's go. Now we're gonna shrink you. And now you're all chibi.
Oh, an NES! Nice! Well, let's do the first thing we always do in Pokemon and find the computer. Go to the item storage and withdraw the potion that is conveniently hidden within, thus ensuring we will always be able to win our first fight, basically. What is this? It's a post-it notice. If you're confused, ask for help. Who posted this in my fucking room? All boys leave home someday. It said so on the television. Ah yes, Professor Oak next door was looking for you. 4 boys walking down the railroad. Yep. I better go. Ah, this is a direct remake. Ray's house. Hi, Fuzzy Lumpkins. Technology is incredible. You can now store and recall items in Pokemon as data via PC. Hello, child girl. Signs are useful, aren't they? Shades of your journey away. I'm on the road to Viridian City. He might not look like much, because he isn't. Don't trust him. Like the aides, how they just... Gramps isn't around. Oh, well, fuck it then. I'm leaving. I will follow in the path of Professor Oak and fight Pokemon with my bare hands. Don't go. I remember the first time I ever played Pokemon, and it took me forever to figure out this is what you had to do.
Oh, Pokemon, you need Pokemon protection. Here, come me.
What's up, Obi? How you doing? The mother is watching Stand By Me. Yeah, she is. It's a classic. That's actually what she's watching in, Ultra Sun too, as it turns out, because I was just playing that one a little bit ago before my stream died. Oh, I wonder if I can turn timestamps on. That would be very useful. I can, and now they are. Oh my. You've never seen Stand By Me? It's probably... I mean, it's been a really long time since I've seen it. I haven't seen it since forever ago. Cribs, I'm fed up with waiting.
Ray, let me think. That's right, I told you to come this way. Here come there are 3 Pokemon. Ha ha! They're balls. I used to be serious, now I'm old. Go on, pick one.
Cribs, no fair. What about me?
Be patient, you could have one too.
No. It's the Squirtle. No. It's the Charmander. No. I'm playing Leaf Green. Give me the fucking Bulbasaur. Come on. What am I doing?
It's really quite energetic.
Never seen it. Know the story, though. Yes, let's name him.
Spanky.
No, that's dumb. Roingus. No. John Bulb. His name is John Bulb. I'll take this one then. What a dick picking the fucking type advantage. My Pokemon looks a lot tougher than yours, you fucking nerd.
Well, Pokemon appears battle it.
Okay. Let's check out our Pokemon. I'll take you on. Depends on what my next Pokemon is there, Obi. A Charmander.
So pussy as always. Never had a Pokemon battle. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh my god, this game explains everything 4 times.
It's the other trash Pokemon Fate by Laura. It's
Yes. I love how this game started by teaching me what a fucking A button was. Like, come on. Like, I get these are baby-ass baby games or whatever, but come on. Well, first things first. Oh my god, shut up, Oak. I will break your fucking legs. Let's go. There we go. I had to use my potion, but we still won. That's what matters. 69 XP. Nice. Unbelievable. I picked the wrong Pokemon.
excellent. Better try to make your Pokemon strong.
Comment, Gramps. Smell you later. If you must, smell me later. Look at this machine bee. Professor Oak, please visit us. Okay, we got healed up. We're good. You're gonna give me a town map? Okay, you're not. I guess I have to make a trip first. Oh, well. Oh, that was a nice nap. Take care now. Get the fuck out of the house. It's kind of mom that like kicks you out and locks the door so you can't get back in. You have to play outside. It's a Rattata. Obi, is the game audio appropriate? Is it at a good level? That's my real question. My attack missed. That seems like a whole bunch of horse shit. Oh, but I followed it with a crit, so that's nice. What are you? I'll give you a sample. Oh, nice. Another pot ion. Game audio could be a touch higher, then let's, boop. Just do that real quick. How's that? Might be a little too high now. That's my only concern. Tackle the shit out of that bird. Absolutely ruin it. I love low-level Pokemon fights because they're just tackle or a variation of it back and forth. And now I've got Leech Seed. Suck my fucking bulb. Yeah. York. Alright, good. Appreciate it. I'm going to Leech Seed this son of a bitch. Clear above it? Alright, perfect. Make sure that it's coming through everywhere that I'm streaming real quick. Looks good, looks good. We're doing it. We're fucking rolling with it. Oops, I accidentally used it again. My bad. Screen's back where it should be. Tackle him again. Alright, just for you, Obi, I'm gonna play until I can get another Pokemon at the very least. It's pretty appropriate that you're the one that, It's my favorite Earn tuber. Sorry, Stumpy, I completely missed your comment until now. How are you doing, bud? I hope to earn your respect and admiration. That's my goal. Am I not supposed to be going to the Pokemart? Come in, can I get you to take it to him? Received Oak's partial. Especially because this is your... I was gonna say, Obi, this is your old copy of Pokemon Leaf Green, by the way. I acquired, like, all of your old Pokemon games at some point. I'm not actually sure when this happened, but... let's do this to Oak. It still has your save. Oh, I paid for it. Okay, good. It still has your save on it, by the way, which I'm going to overwrite, but also I made a backup of it on my computer, so I still have your save in perpetuity at this point. Here's your parcel.
Ah, it's a custom Pokeball. Thank you.
Gramps, I almost forgot. What did you call me for?
Alright, I have a request. There's a Pokedex, a high-tech encyclopedia. Take these. Detailed data on Pokemon by looking at them. Scan the shit out of them. Let's learn.
Here's Pokeballs. Alright, well, Pokemon appears, blah blah blah, always work, healthy, let's be... yeah, blah 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 blah. I'm old, he says.
Granted a taking.
Leave it all to me. I hate to say it, but you won't be necessary for this. Pulls out a gun. I know, I'll borrow a town map from my sis. I'll tell her not to lend you one, Gavin. Don't bother coming to my place after this.
I'm waiting for you.
Bum, 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 ba, bum. So I've got, what's up? Here, take this with you. Thanks. Oh my god, she has a name in this. Her name's Daisy. I didn't know that. So I've got Leaf Green, I don't have Fire Red. And I'd like to get some, like a copy of Fire Red at some point. These games are getting really expensive now. So I don't know that I'm going to. Go, John Bulb. Tackle the shit out of that rat. now we go for... Oh, nope. Nope. Yes. The ball. Gotta hold up and B as soon as the ball hits. That's what you gotta do. It's a guaranteed catch then. I learned that in elementary school on the playground, so it's true. Yes! Rattata was caught. Bites anything when it attacks. Small and very quick. It is a common sight in many places. 7 pounds, damn. Alright, Obi. Where you at? What are we naming this thing? Come on, the Schmeats. Schmeats, don't fail me now. Flirtin! I like it. That's a good name. Very good name. My poor female Rattata with the name Flirtin. Flurpton. Nope, I spelled it wrong. Flurm. T-O-N. Flirpton. Done. Well, it'll build character. Put hair on your chest. Feet don't fail me now. Oh, there's a Pidgey. That would make a nice addition to my collection. Tackle it. Tackle it to the ground and punch it in the face a couple times. That's pretty iffy. I don't know if it's going to survive another hit. We're going to try it. Nope. No luck. We'll try again. We'll get a Pidgey later. Alright, heal my shit. Let's go. Alright, now I gotta have the old guy show me how to catch Pokemon, and then I can fly to Cinnabar Island and surf up and down the east side of it, and then a missing Noah will appear. Unless they fixed it for this version. That's the way it worked in the originals. Oh, right, that's the wrong button. Alright, actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save it. Say goodbye to your game file. Except it's not really gone, because like I said, I have a backup. You still have to fight your rival if you come over here. I don't remember if he only challenges you later on or not. Rattata was seeded. Yarp, so he does show up and fight you if you come over here? Alright. Tackle me, you bubble. How dare you? I can't believe you missed John Bolt. What were you thinking? Okay, so the last time I tried to switch games while streaming this, that's the reason my stream failed and I had to relaunch it. So I'm gonna switch games again. Ooh, I leveled up though. I gotta save before I use that again. Also, this patch of grass is where you catch Nidoran, which is really useful to know. And I think, maybe it's only in Pokemon Yellow, but it's in Pokemon Yellow, I think you catch Mankey here. So, that's good to know as well. Alright, let's try. I'm going to switch to BRB. Give me 1 second here. We're going to switch back to... Good news, it didn't crash this time. It's good news. Okay, so there is a small chance of a Mankey in that grass. I know I always spend like a shitload of time in Viridian Forest because I will not leave Viridian Forest unless I have a Pikachu. Like, so I always spend a long time in there. Alright, let's see here. Last thing I want to test. Whoop! I didn't need to do that. I want to fire up a quick game on my PC to make sure that I can at least play something simple. GTA 5, there's no chance of running while I'm also like being a VTuber and all this other stuff. And I get that. Let's try Power Wash Sim. Power Wash Sim is one of those like middle difficult to run games. It's not that hard, but it's not that easy either. Okay. Where did my game capture go? Yeah, nice. There's new bonus jobs. Clean the submarine with the aquarium. The dessert parlor? Okay. Part 4. Okay, let's just do the modern mansion. Start the job. Confirm. Is there any audio at all coming from the game? Doesn't look like it, so that's a bit of an issue. Hmm. Okay. Still no audio. Hmm. Okay, let's quit. Check my audio source, which is good. Let's hop back in. Whoa, 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 whoa. Game's back. All right. Where was I? Career, bonus Jorbs, Muckingham. That one, that one. Oh, hit the wrong button. I got audio on my side now. Looks like it's coming through too for the for OBS. I'll turn it down a little bit, just for the sake of not deafening everyone and being able to be understood over top of it. A little bit more than that, probably right about there. See if that sounds good. That's a dirty mansion. Multi-purpose. There we go. These stairs nice. Nice. All ran out of cleaning solution already. That's not good. Oh man. How's the rest of your weekend going, Mr. Obles? I hope it's going well. I've had a very, probably for the best, uneventful day today. I mostly just did laundry. I ran out and got a pretty good fish sandwich for dinner. I may have also had a deep fried pretzel and dunked it in cheese because I am American and I am all that clogs arteries. Part of me wants very badly to get into better shape, and the rest of me just wants to eat deep fried pretzels and cheese. Just miserably hot. Well, that's the other thing. Is I'm testing all of this streaming stuff out, which means my computer is just dumping heat in my office. So I'm like burning electricity to pump out heat from my computer and burning more electricity to then pump out cool air from an air conditioner to then cool the air back down. But if I didn't have the AC unit in my office, I'd be like absolutely screwed. I'd be incapable of like doing anything on my PC at all. Nice. Garden. I hope you at least have some kind of AC because it was like, it was definitely up in like the mid to high 80s today. It was like at least 86. And the humidity was not good either. For anybody from other places, that's like 32C or something. No, it's like 30C. I think it's about 30C. It's 86. F. Talk to so many Europeans online anymore that it's like, oh yeah, I just have to make the conversion. It's a global community, see. But outside of just rebuilding my entire streaming setup, on the software side at least, the hardware setup is pretty much the same. Oh wait, no, I did change some of the hardware. I added another capture card in so that I can stream and record to like two different capture cards. That way I can like record a purely clean version of what I'm streaming as well, just like the gameplay without like overlays and my VTuber model and all that other stuff too. Um, it doesn't work sadly for like everything that I want to stream, but it does pretty good. And frankly, it's already a fucking complex setup that I have for streaming and stuff. So, and at the end of the day, like if I want to stream and record, I can just stream and then record like with my stupid face all over it or whatever. You know, I'm not gonna. It's not gonna be the end of the world if I have like edit a video or whatever and it's got my VTuber model in the corner. Like, who cares? It's not perfect, but nothing is. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, like in the pursuit of a perfect setup, I always end up not doing anything with the setup that I have, and that's like really dumb and frustrating. Oh, let me move myself down a little bit here. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Covering up some useful information up there. It's one of those things that I always do where I focus so hard on getting everything perfect, but I just end up not doing anything. And I'm trying really hard to break out of that because I want to produce more content and stuff and do more things and enjoy my time more. I just realized that I have a really hard time like starting streaming, and that's down mostly to anxiety, I'm sure. Um, which I'm working on. I'm trying to do a little better on that in general too. But that's the fun thing is like once I actually start streaming, I usually have a great time. I'm just testing shit out, and I should have ended my stream probably a half hour ago or something already. But like I said, once I start playing a game and chatting and hanging out, I actually enjoy my time a lot. It's just starting it up is really tough. And I don't think that's even like a particularly unique situation. There's a lot of people that are basically addicted to streaming, but those are the people that have been doing it so long that it's like how they get their social interaction and stuff. It's tough for me because not many people watch me stream, so I don't actually get a whole lot of feedback and that positive feedback loop, you know. So I don't get a ton of that, which is what it is. That's the You have to stream long enough to build an audience to where you start getting feedback while you're streaming, and that takes a lot of time, effort, and skill. Like you just have to kind of have a natural inclination towards it too. You have to be a chatterbox, which I'm really not. um, or you have to build a community elsewhere and then like try and bring them over to your streaming. And I'm not like if somebody enjoys the podcast or whatever, I also don't want to twist their arm and be like, now check out my streams. You know, it's not like it's that big of a thing or anything. The only time I ever really push it is for Extra Life. That's where I'm like, hey, actually tune in because it's cool and fun and we're doing it for a good reason. But aside from that, like, I feel kind of weird, like, trying to make people make that jump. The best I've done is, like, set up notifications on Discord or something. But maybe, like, I think the other thing about, like, having a little VTuber model and kind of messing around and experimenting on the other side of the space as opposed to being a commentator about it, being, like, actually involved in making content with a VTubing model, it does give me a lot of really good perspective on it. Um, and it also does sort of free me up to, like, it's I'm not a good VTuber in the fact that like I don't follow the fact that you're not allowed to ever see my face and nobody can know my real name. Like everybody that's going to show up at my streams right now is somebody that actually knows who I am to an extent. Like they've usually seen the podcast or, you know, something. So if I ever do decide to actually get more serious about VTubing as a thing instead of just streaming, then and like getting a not that this isn't a proper model, but getting like an actual like humanoid model or whatever, I guess. One that I would stream with in a more professional sense. maybe I would rebrand and not be like, hey, I also am a person that does a podcast. Like, at that point, maybe I would try to actually maintain my level of secrecy about my human form, my pilot. But as it is right now, I'm just kind of fucking around and having fun. Um, it's one of those things where if it catches, it catches, but it usually 99% of the time stuff like this doesn't necessarily catch in any big way. But if there eventually is an audience purely for my streams as opposed to like a podcast audience that will tune in occasionally to hang out, or my friends will stop by if they've got free time to kill or whatever, then that'd be another thing entirely. Because at that point, there's a certain, I guess what it is there's a certain point with almost any undertaking where it becomes serious if it's going well. It has to sort of, you have to find that point of it going well, or you enjoy it enough that you don't care if it goes well, or you're dedicated enough that you're going to make it do well over time. Like, there's really like three routes about it. And it's funny because like I've had different points even with the podcast, and the podcast is one of the more successful things that I've done. Honestly, definitely the most successful thing I've done, like as far as the internet is concerned, like YouTube and all that. And there's been at least a half dozen times where I was just like, maybe this isn't what I want to be doing right now, or maybe I should do like focus on something else, or not necessarily like end the podcast, but like make it less of a focus for myself. Not that it, is that big of a focus. I guess Carlos does almost all the work anyways, but I still spend a pretty good amount of time editing the podcast and adding to the notes and stuff every week, or at least I try to. But But I think that's the nice thing about the podcast is that we've had enough like little pops and moments and things that have happened that have been really good for us that like we get that positive feedback. It actually feels like it is something. And we're at the point where, it's a weekly 2-hour podcast and we get a couple hundred views a week. And that's definitely not nothing. Because again, we've said it before on the podcast itself, like we make an impenetrable product. We make something that is a couple hours of time every week. And we've talked about it back and forth on like our side about is it a good idea to make a product that is so large every week? It takes up a lot of our time and effort. It's a lot of time for someone to sit down and listen to us like laugh and joke and whatever about YouTubers in a given week. So would it be better if we broke it down into smaller pieces, or if we changed the format of the show to be less news oriented and we just talked about something like other things? Or we've played around with the thought. I've actually at one point was pretty serious about us breaking it into 2 podcasts a week and doing an hour of news and then an hour of just like what we've watched, and like basically just breaking it down the middle and putting it out as 2 different offerings instead of one mega product. And then that being just basically how we would make it a bit more consumable for people. As it is, I think it's better on YouTube anyways than on podcast services, just because we have the bookmarks and you can easily jump around to whatever stories you care about and then get back out if you want. So I don't know. Clips would be the other thing. We're really bad at making short form content, but if we wanted to be successful and get our numbers up, making short form content, we discovered that very early on. If we make short form content, people give a shit. Our TikTok is done major numbers compared to our YouTube channel at all points, and there's nothing wrong with that necessarily, except for the fact that none of us like making short form content that much. Like, I don't know. It's tough because like we're all busy. We've all got lives outside of what we're doing. Um, but so nobody necessarily has the time anyways to dedicate to making a fully edited piece of short form content, let alone the probably 3 to 5 that we would need to do per week to really like get some growth under our wings. So it's tough in that regard. But also none of us want to make that. And that's the hardest thing is like every once in a while there'll be a clip from the podcast that's like really entertaining or good, and I'll try and mark it and then edit it out into something that's bite sized and consumable and like a good TikTok or whatever. But like it has to be something that first of all I notice is good. Like it's got to be a moment that we think is really funny and entertaining. And frankly, those all get lost whenever we're editing because we don't like bookmark them very effectively while we're editing because a 2 hour podcast is a monolithic edit to do every week because we go through the whole thing, right? Because partially there is an element of censorship to it where I don't think we've ever actually cut anything, but there's we in case we ever feel like we need to, we'd like to keep that as an option, or at least I like to keep that as an option. Um, I've had bad takes before, but usually on reflection and going back through during the edit, I can be like, okay, well, I had a bad take, but I came back around and apologized for it, or whatever. And I've never had the moment where I've had moments where I've said something and I regretted it in the moment, and then on the I watch back through for the edit and I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. It's not as bad. I didn't come across as bad as I thought I did at first or whatever. And so I don't think we've ever actually cut anything from the podcast in a censorship way. Maybe once or twice if it was something that we were just like uncomfortable with at the end of the day. But I can't recall anything. So that's like the first reason that our edit takes a long time is because we do go through the entire podcast. The second thing is we have to bookmark everything to make the chapters because I really think that making chapters and making that like each episode like navigable to as something that you can jump to whatever part you want is really important for people. um, and people really do appreciate the chapters. The fact that Carlos is now throwing together a playlist he did it once, and we're gonna leave that at he's done it once so far. If he wants to make the playlist of all the music we listen to weekly, which is what he says he wants to do, then that's awesome. And I love that as like an accessory that we can put out every week. We can like because that's the whole point is like we're highlighting stuff that's worth checking out, That's the idea. So I think that's a neat little like addendum or addition to the podcast that we're gonna add in. And I hope he does keep doing it because I do like it as a thing. We've had other things where like we have our sections that we do every week, and we have them all pretty well established at this point. And at one point, I threw together graphics for the different sections, but it was adding like enough work to the weekly edit that I found it annoying. Like it was a noticeable amount of work just to add those in every week. So like I haven't used those animations in like probably a few months now. And while I know that like it's something that I don't even know if it necessarily adds value or anything, I think it was a nice thing that we had on the podcast, if nothing else. But I don't think it really is like I don't think anybody's really loving those graphics or whatever necessarily. You know what I mean? Because I stopped doing it and literally nobody said anything. But if anybody had said anything, I probably would have been like, all right, I'll go back to doing it. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, like a lot of the lessons that we learn while doing the podcast are sort of inferred. They're not like explicitly stated to us. We've got a lot of lessons that were explicitly stated to us. Ranson is an OG because from the moment that like he was watching the podcast, he was giving us feedback and he was like, why are you guys putting out podcasts every week that are 300 megabytes or whatever? Like you're taking up the entirety of my phone. You need to make smaller files. And so that was like one of the biggest things that changed the audio version of the podcast for us was the fact that we started putting it out, and because we were putting out like 2 hour podcasts in 320 kbps quality, which is like really good, really nice quality, but it wasn't something that was like it takes up all the storage space on your phone. Whereas like if we just put it out in 96 kbps quality, it's like it's like a tenth of the size, and you can't really tell the difference. Um, unless you're sitting in a studio with like really good headphones on or whatever, and you're really trying to check every minute detail, you're never going to notice that quality difference. Maybe on even just decent headphones you might be able to tell something, but it's not enough that we were worried about it. And like he pointed that out to us, that we were just basically putting out way too high of a quality. And like that was really helpful. That was literally something that we could point to and be like, okay, we fixed this. This is a thing that was bad and now it's a lot better. And so that was really useful and helpful. But not everybody's going to give us that direct feedback. In fact, most people will not. Most people watch content, they consume it, and they enjoy it or they don't enjoy it, and they never say anything out loud to the people that make it. I know how that feels because it's like most of the time when I'm watching a live stream, like a VTuber live stream, I'm not commenting anything in the chat. I'm just kind of vibing and eating my dinner, or whatever it is I'm doing laundry, uh, cooking, whatever it is that you do whenever there's a live stream on. And so I think I even said this during the podcast at one point. I realized how Okay, I don't know how much of my yapping was lost there, but there was some pretty good stuff. I was talking about some pretty good stuff there, and I realized my microphone fucking died again, and I just need a new, like, interface. It's so frustrating when that happens. It's so annoying. Anyway, I'm stuck on the idea of, like, what can I do to get Otakon more involved with VTubing? And it's coming down for me to host a panel, even if it's like a basic like information about VTubers, what they are, who they are, whatever, like how it's done, why it matters, that kind of stuff. Like that's the most straightforward answer for me is we should host a panel about VTubers because that's like, you know, one of the biggest things at a convention. Everybody goes to conventions for different reasons. Some people just go to dance, for fuck's sake. But I feel like that's probably sitting down and talking for an hour feels like something that we do once a week anyways. So doing it in a room full of people that are also curious about or interested in VTubers feels like something that we should be able to fucking do, you know? So I think that would be something that would be cool for us to do. I'm just frustrated I haven't really been thinking about this or working towards it. And now it's like way too late to even try to do it this year. But, oh, I wonder if we could do it at Setsucon. I think that'd be a good place for us to start. Setsucon's like a little itty bitty baby convention. It's not really that small, you know what I mean? But like, as far as anime conventions go, it's a small convention. So I think that might be a good place for us to start. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe I'll talk to the other guys and try and force the issue a little bit. And the other thing that we keep talking about doing is interviewing people for the podcast, and it just keeps not happening because I'm not making it happen, and no one else is forcing it to happen either, so we're all just kind of floating on it. I think that's one of those things where, like, it feels like once we start that, it's something that we can get, like, keep going, but also, like, it's going to be a pretty big time constraint for us in general. So it's another one of those things where it's like, how much do we want to have on our plate at any one given time? But honestly and earnestly, I think it's really just the fact that, like, scheduling difficulties are tough to deal with. We don't want to feel like we're forcing anything on anybody as far as, like, time commitments and things go. So I think that's going to have to be something that is going to have to take a priority very soon. Because that's something we can do. We can do that for ourselves, if nothing else. It's just a matter of, like, getting folks on board and, you know, doing that. I also have to sort of trick myself sometimes into, like, why am I doing this? Like, am I just being greedy and, like, leeching off others? And the idea for me has never been, like, trying to necessarily. I think that's the other thing that the other reason I'm not really trying to redirect people from the podcast to my streaming. I'm not trying to make streaming a career at this point. I have a job. Like, if I got fired tomorrow, I probably would try way harder to get people to watch my streams, I guess. You know what I mean? Because at that point, it would be like some kind of income or whatever. I think the more important thing for me has always been, like, I want us, and this is the only thing driving me towards actually caring about numbers at all, is I think it'd be really fun if we got like a fairly sizable community where we could at that point like do raiding parties for people, get everybody together into a stream and then raid into a VTuber, you know, that kind of stuff. show particular VTubers support or whatever on a weekly basis. That kind of thing. Because, like, at the end of the day, it's all about sharing the love and supporting the VTubers we care about, meeting new people, finding people doing cool things, that kind of stuff. Like, that's really the point at the end of the day. And then, like, sharing the knowledge of what's going on with people. Is there some sort of, I mean, at the same point, everything is self-serving to an extent. You know, you'll never get away from that entirely. Like, it is nice that I've met cool people that stop by my stream sometimes. That's pretty great. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say that isn't like part of the appeal of doing a podcast and stuff too. But I get a lot of joy whenever whenever Cash uh hadn't heard of Chio Chompy and I was like, check her out, and he was like, oh my god, you know. Excuse me. That was like a really joyful moment for me because like he instantly was a huge fan of her, and that was a really good feeling. Like I introduced somebody to something that he liked, a person that he really likes. He really loves her content. I mean, graduated now, sadly, of course, Chio is, but she got somebody that was gonna be that's gonna be a big fan. He got to like really find a new entertainer that he really likes, and I got to set that up and make it happen. Like that's a cool feeling for me. I'm happy that is how that worked out. You know. Rest in peace to Chio Chompy. Uh, but yeah, that's like that feeling right there. That's like a high to chase, in my opinion. Like I love that. You ever get two friends together and you're just like, these guys are gonna hit it off. It's gonna be great, and then immediately they're just like talking about things on a different level, and like they're immediately like close friends, basically. Like I love that feeling. I love introducing people that are really gonna like enjoy hanging out with each other. That shit's great. It's that feeling of sharing something with someone, and then they're like, "Oh, this is really cool," and then you check back later and they binge watched 4 seasons of the show or whatever. Excuse me. I'm starting to run out of water in my body. I need to take a drink. I wasn't supposed to play this much Power Wash Simulator. It's just one of those games that you start playing and you start yapping, and then suddenly it's been like an hour. Wow. And here you are. You're still spraying water and yapping, and you're like, well, at 87%, I should probably just finish this. It's almost done already, right? We're so close. Let's go. Nice. Yeah, nice. There we go. With the sniper nozzle. Now I just want to finish this house. I have an even longer one. Yeah, I do. Oh, we're cleaning this thing so good. Look at that. Look at that grime come off. I haven't checked in on the stream at all, basically. I should probably do that. Yeah, it looks alright. Yeah, it looks alright. We're good. Alright, let's get this wall done. I am now in I want this done mode, so we're just going to use the cheater nozzle. Done. Now we're gaming. Gaming so hard. Just straight gamers. This game is actually pretty, like, so I love Power Wash Simulator. I have like 75 hours in this game. 76 now. And so I've got like everything super unlocked for the most part. Like, I can like breeze through shit pretty quickly because I have this nozzle and everything. There's just a joy to this game. Just using like the default, like good nozzle, but not great, you know? And not just breezing through it in like 10 seconds because you can. And then you hit the point where you're like 90-something% through and you're like, alright, I just want to be done. It's almost bedtime. I gotta go, you know? I shouldn't have been streaming as long as I have tonight. And that's, I'm the most, like, I am an extremely frustrating person, and I understand that. Because there's nobody more frustrated with me than me. Like, I have anxiety, and it sucks because there's so many cool things that are really fun that I want to do, and I know I'm going to enjoy them, but I don't want to start them. And so I just never do them. And, like, I've gotten a lot better about it. Fuck, I went to the other side of the planet by myself once now. Like, I'm a lot better about it than I used to be. But I still suffer from it, and there's, like, sometimes, I've had so many times where I've sat down, I'm just like, I should stream. I've got, like, 2 hours with nothing going on. It'd be really fun to stream, and I just do fucking anything else. I just refuse to stick to that plan. You know what I mean? Like... And it's very frustrating for everybody I know that has to deal with me, but also it's really frustrating for me too. Like I'm annoyed by it too because like I'm just like, why can't I just fucking do stuff? It's really annoying. So it's kind of funny to me in some ways that like people will get frustrated that I haven't started something that I like need to do. And then I'll be like, listen, I know. I'm angry at me too. It sucks. We're all on the same page. I feel like the VTuber interviews are a microcosm of this. Oh no, I fell. it's a microcosm of a bigger issue. You ever see the replenish video? It's really fucking fun. That's done. What on this wall is still dirty? Ha! We're gonna go back to the stubby gun. Okay, that's clean. Let's see what else we gotta do. Mark on the weights. Oh my god, there's a box down there. Damn. That's done. Let's go do this thing. The mailbox or whatever it is. 4 seconds to do. 1, 2, 2.5, 2 3/4, 3, 3.5, 3 3/4. Done. Okay. 4. First floor upper trims. This one right here, actually. Okay, well that was quick. What else we got? First floor window frames. First floor window frame. It's gonna be at the front, isn't it? Sure is. Rear balcony barrier posts. Rear balcony door. Oop. Do second floor ceiling lights. I'm locked in on watching. Third floor barriers. Barrier. That's on the other side. Got it. Okay. Barriers. This one? Nope. That one. Look at you. Dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Third floor doorway header. Oh, there it is. Job done. Job's done. More work. Let's watch the time lapse. It's so satisfying. Oh, look at that go. It's so clean. Very nice. Well, all right. That's the Yappity Yap for the night. I love Power Wash. God, such a good game. I like my new streaming setup now. I just have to remember I can actually stream sometimes. Thank you to everybody who did stop by. I always really appreciate it when people hang out with me whilst I just kind of chat or play 4 different video games or whatever, wherever the night takes me, I guess. And I was really have a good time with that. So thank you, everybody. I hope everybody has a great night. Bye-bye.